Welcome back everybody, it's Brothermutant here. We are continuing on with part 2 of ways to improve your armor class for your character. Now, we've already talked in the first video about the 6 types. So we have untyped bonus, armor bonus, shield bonus, which we covered in the first video. Natural bonus and deflection bonus we'll cover now. And then in the third part we'll finish up with dodge bonus, which is one of the biggies. That's why we're just keeping it separate. So let's talk about natural bonus. Natural bonus is in a lot of ways going to be ones that it kind of like it sounds. Instead of being a magical or you're wearing a shield or some better armor, this is innate bonus, if you want to think of it that way. Not untyped, but like built into your character, like you have a thick skin. And that's going to be very important because most of those skin spells, bark skin, spider skin, are going to be ones that buff your natural bonus to your armor class. Okay. Now your natural bonus, ways to increase it include a couple of feats like armor skin, which is a epic level feat that you can get once you get to level 20 or 21, I think. Bone skin, that if you're a pale master and you haven't modified the files for it, the way the devs originally set it up is bone masters get a armor bonus at a certain level, and then if they advance even further in the pale master epic character class, then you can get an even bigger bonus. It's not technically pen and paper, but it's the best they could do with what they had. Some people said it's still not fair, so they just changed the thing around a little bit. But again, so if yours is slightly different than that, that's why. Is you're playing a pale master, and while I'm telling you should get free armor for it, you don't, because you got a modified version of it. But there's even another one, another epic class called the RDD, or the Red Dragon Disciples. They get an armor class bonus. Watch this. At level 1 they get a +1 bonus, level 4 they get +2, level 7 they get a +3, and a level 10 all the way maxed out they get a +4 armor class bonus to their character, and that falls within the natural armor class. So again, completely separate from your armor and your shield, so you get it to add it to your character at all times. Very nice. So now there's one last one that's a feat that gets this, actually 3 more feats, excuse me. Yuanti Pure Blood Racial bonus, get a +1 to theirs. One of the reasons why it's so hard to level those guys up is because they have so much good gravy thrown on them at level 1. The dev said it's not really fair, so they earn XP much slower than everybody else. Sort of. Basically, for them to go from level 1 to level 2, it's for like you going from level 1 to level 4. Okay, so you have to earn a lot more XP to get to a level 2 character as a Yuanti. But then again, they get like massive buffs to their attributes. They get some extra armor, just a bunch of free stuff, right? So, reasons for that. There's 2 other feats that I found later that also affect your natural armor. One's called Barbarian Rage, and I don't know that if it's a buff or if it's a debuff. In a lot of cases, things like Rage and Frenzy and Berserker make your armor class go down. So I don't know what it actually does. Does it go up? Does it go down? It's up to you guys to check on that stuff. But the elephant hide, I never play a barbarian, otherwise I'd check for you. The elephant hide is a very cool one though, and if you are a druid like my character is, you can be a high enough druid that you get a shape-shifting ability where you get to polymorph into dragons and bears and whatever else. If you pick this feat called elephant hide as a druid that has shape-shifting ability, you can convert a use of shape-shifting into turning your skin into elephant hide, which basically buffs your armor like 7 points or something ridiculous, and it's a natural bonus to armor class. So again, huge buff. You're probably not shape-shifting anyway because you wanted to play a druid that's casting spells, I presume, but the extra bonus is there, and it's not a spell use, it's a shape-shifting use that you weren't going to use probably anyway. So again, good reasons to take it. Okay, so a very useful feat. I don't always go that route. Sometimes it's fun being a druid that can cast as a dragon or a bear or a wolf and still have all your druid spells. So some people do that. It's a little more difficult, but still fun. Anyway, let's get on to the other ways that we can increase our natural armor class. And while there's no armor slot, like chest, bracers, or a shield that will buff your natural armor class, amulets will. So you would use a neck slot to get yourself some natural armor class bonus. Now, while that's all well and good, and some characters like fighters, for example, that don't have access to spells will do that, it's not the best choice for those that are casters, especially druids, because druids get a ton of spells, as you'll see here, that affect the natural armor class. Now let's look at those spells, okay? They're ones that start from here and go on down. So we have Righteous Might, Shadow Shield, Tortoise Shell, Spider Skin, Bark Skin, and this cool one called Greater Visage of the Deity. And this one's actually a little weirder. You'll see a much bigger bonus than I'm going to tell you you're going to get, and I'll explain why here in a moment. But let's go through them first, okay? So the first one is a Cleric-based spell, okay? A level 5 one. It's nice / bad in that you get stronger, strength bonus, constitution bonus, which gives you better fortitude rolls, as well as more hit points, a +2 natural armor class bonus. But because you're super tall, it's basically like enlarged person on crack. You get massively tall, and you lose armor class. I don't know which one, but you lose some armor because of a size penalty of being bigger. It's kind of a bummer, but it's whatever. You do more damage and blah blah blah, but by and large we're worrying about the armor class bonus. So it'll give a +2 natural armor class bonus, and then you'll lose an armor class because of the size penalty from something completely different. So again, you'll see me go up only +1 points because of that negative part. Shadow Shield is a great spell for wizards and sorcerers at the high level, because it gives you +5 natural armor class bonus, gives you some magic or some damage reduction that can only be penetrated by magic, gives you immunity to instant death effects, which is phenomenal, so no insta-kill moves on you, and necromancy. Now again, that doesn't mean they can't hit you with a sword and kill you, but I'm talking about like spells that are like point at you and you die. Yeah, you're not going to get hit with those things. Immunity to necromancy spells, again, those are a lot of those insta-kill moves will come from that pool as well, but again, point's still the same, you're protected from both. Doesn't last very long, so you cast at the middle of beginning of a fight, but again, a pretty decent buff to your character all around, right? So now, that's Shadow Shield. Let's actually go in reverse order here. We're going to go Bark Skin because it's the earliest one you can cast. Druids, Rangers get it, and clerics that have the plant domain can get it at level 2. Look at the bonuses you get to your armor class. +3 if it's a level 1 through 6 caster. Actually, it would have to be a level 2 or 3 caster that gets it, but you understand. Point is still the same. As soon as you can cast this spell, you get a +3 bonus. If you go even higher with your caster level, you can get it at +4 or +5, which is where it caps out. So again, a +5 maximum that you could add to your armor class, and it lasts for hours, right? So again, a really good spell. Better than Mage Armor, not as good as improved Mage Armor, but again, a different bonus. We're talking about natural bonus versus armor bonus, right? So again, a good spell to have. Now, again, common for druids and other classes, but again, a very good staple druid spell. Now I want to show you one more thing. Even at the lowest level, at the +3 that you're seeing here, remember the only other real way to buff that with gear is having an amulet of natural armor class plus blah blah, right? And at the earliest levels, even if you have an overly generous DM, you're probably not affording or finding a natural armor class amulet of +3 or greater. So this spell supersedes that, and therefore, even at the lowest levels, is definitely a way to go. So again, you may find a natural armor class amulet +1 and use it, because if you forget to cast a spell, sure, at least you got the buff. As soon as you cast the spell, you'll only go up, if it's this one, +2 more points, because you already have a +1 effect on you because of the amulet. So again, it's not additive, it's the best one that's applied to you. So in this case, it would be the spell. And the spell, again, rapidly outlevels most of the gear you're ever going to find. It takes you a long time to find an amulet +4 or +5. And then you can't use this slot then for a better amulet for something else, one that has magical effects on it that, I don't know, buffs your abilities or gives you spell resistance or, heals you or whatever. You're basically wasting your time. You're basically using things that you could easily replace with a spell, and even not replace, but exceed its ability with a very cheap low-level spell that you probably have just lounging around, right? So again, a good spell to have. Bark Skin is basically the same as Spider Skin, except starts off lower for Spider Skin. Still can get up to the +5, but it has a bunch of other extra stuff thrown in on it. You can get not only your natural armor bonus, you also get a bonus to saves versus poison, and you also get a bonus for hide skill checks. So again, spider skin's another way to go. It doesn't last as long either, so that's a bummer. But you can still get it to +5, and that's for all those 3 abilities here. The armor bonus, the saves versus poison bonus, and the hide skill check bonus. You can get to +5 if you really want to push it to a level 12 caster level. I mean, that's pretty huge. So again, a very good spell. And you'd probably have one of each of these in your repertoire for what you want for the day. Bark skin if you need it for a long-lasting fight, like for something that you wake up and cast it and you have it on you. You think you're going to come into some poison or you're going to have to hide? Well, cast yourself some spider skin on you, buddy, and now you're hidden and you got some poison resistance. So, sweet. So again, different, but still the same and extremely useful. Okay. Again, they won't overlap. It's just whichever of the 2 is better. If this one's a +3 and this one's a +2, I cast both on me, I'll get just the +3 effect on me. I'll still have the bonus for poison and the saves for hide skill check. So don't think that casting one versus the other is the way to go. Sometimes you do need those both on you. The better armor, even if it's a +1 bonus, is a +1 bonus, right? So again, both of those cast on you could be extremely useful. But now let's go into the penultimate one for druids, the tortoise shell. Doesn't last very long, again, much like spider skin. Changes your look to a just god-awful look, but again, I have a mod that changes that, so by all means go and look for that mod in one of my other videos. This one has been modified. This is the original version. Has been modified by other people because it's never supposed to go to +9. I want to say that the highest it was ever supposed to go was like +7. I could be mistaken, but I'm fairly certain I remember reading that. And that's for either Rerun or Cadron's packs. Basically, they changed the spells to make them more in line with pen and paper versions. Again, it doesn't last very long, but still a pretty decent level. By the time you're casting this thing, this is going to last you for several hours. I mean, it's not going to be, on and gone. But the +6 bonus to that natural armor right off the gate, I mean, it's basically like casting an improved mage armor on yourself, right? And I can do both because I'm a split wizard/druid. So I can cast both those spells on me and go up 12 armor class points. So 16 will jump to 28. It's freaking huge. And the higher level I go, the higher I can make that go. So +6 can go all the way to +9 in this version. Massive buff for armor class, and again, a really nice one for druids. So one of the ways that they shine. Though of course the last spell we're going to talk about in this category is this Greater Visage, and I said it was killer for a reason. First, you get the +1 armor, natural armor bonus. Nothing huge. It'll go from 16 to 17. But will it? It won't. It'll actually go higher, and let me show you why. I'm a lawful neutral character. Lawful neutral because it had to be lawful to be a monk, neutral to be a druid. Okay, so I fall in the if it's good, if you're neutral, or you're evil. You got 3 different categories for other stuff that happens to you. Well, I'm neutral. Okay, so I get some acid resistance and electricity resistance. Don't care. I do get these though: strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma all get +4. Now watch this. Strength goes up 4, dexterity goes up 4 more, which will give me even more dodge, which we'll get to that in the next video. My constitution will bump up, I'll get more hit points. My intelligence goes up, great. Wisdom will go up, and remember what happened when I cast that Owl's Wisdom spell last time? Yeah, I'm a monk, remember? So 12 will go to 16, that'll give me a +2 more bonus here, which gets added as a monk bonus to my armor class. So I'll go up 2 points just for that. I'll go up, I'll get 2 points more armor from the wisdom increase. I'll get 2 more armor bonus from the dexterity increase, and then I'll get this 1 armor bonus from the natural armor bonus of the spell. So I'll go up 5 flipping points from this one spell. Now it doesn't last long, but when you start a fight, boom, and you're just a shredding machine of just death, strength, dexterity, constitution. Basically everything gets better. You just become an awesome sauce character. It is a high level spell for clerics. Not surprising then that clerics will have the ability to just like trump everybody. And I'm not saying that your character is not badass, but clerics by and large are one of the few classes that you can play in this game as a straight cleric from level 1 to level 30 and still be an overpowered just engine of destruction. Druids can do it too if you build them right. Same with wizards and sorcerers. I heard people say their warlocks are just like all kinds of meaty badasses, but almost everybody subclasses into something else. They'll pick multi-classing, even if it's just a 1 level dip into something to give them that extra armor class bonus, or if you're a rogue and you suddenly can do sneak attacks or, you know, whatever. There's very few classes out there that will literally be a straight level 1 through 30 fighter, level 1 through 30 cleric, and on and on. And again, there's some fighters out there that are just, you know, engines of destruction. You throw them a couple double sword wielding bastards from hell, just slaughtering stuff left and right. The amount of damage that they can pump up is huge. Wizards are going to have to find ways to protect themselves from that. You know, stun them from a distance, weaken them with will spells, or, you know, auto hit spells like magic missile, something that's gonna hit. Doesn't no matter what the hell he's doing, he'd have to have some magical gear or some kind of protection on him. If he's just a fighter, what's the chances he has that stuff? Again, all the kinds of ways you can protect yourself. But now let's show you, get out of here, let's show you the armor class buffs for these ones. Okay, so these are our natural ones now. We had Righteous Might. This one's going to be huge, but we're going to save that for last because it's going to really freak out our numbers. This one will give us only a +1 buff technically to our natural armor class, but it'll go much higher than this. This one, alright, I'm going to cast these spells now in order on you so you can see the effect to my armor class increase. Okay, so now first we're going to cast Righteous Might, and it should go up only a point. Boom. I get bigger, it lasts for a short amount of time, but there you go. If I cast Barkskin on myself, it should go up like another couple. Oh, just one. Okay, because again, they don't overlap. This should make it go up even more, another point. Again, Spider Skin was better than Barkskin for the caster level from the scroll, so it makes me go a little higher. This would make me go up another point, because again, it's a +5 versus the +4 that you saw from here. Now this one's +6, so it should take me another point. And now, if I do this one, it'll go up even higher because of the bonuses to dexterity and wisdom. Yeah, see, so again, now the other one's going to wear off here in a second, and you'll see that it goes down a little, but not a ton. Once I shrink back down, you'll see it. Give it a second. Any second now. There you go. In fact, it actually went up. Because of the negative bonus from the size. That's why. Nice. So again, didn't even use Righteous Might, and I could have a 26 armor class bonus from just casting one of these, 2 or 3 of these spells. So again, a really nice way to increase your armor class. And again, that's 26 from 16, which was the original. So again, went up 10 points with just a couple casting of some spells. Now that's the natural armor class bonuses we're talking about, as well as the increases to my dexterity and my wisdom, which have given me another 4 points added to it. So again, kind of cheating, but kind of not. It's part of the game. I'm fine with it. But now let's get back in. I'm going to load back up, and we're going to talk about the other category. And we're back. And now we're going to talk about the 5th category, Deflection bonus. Deflection bonus is going to come from a variety of enchantments that you have on your character. Things like rings will give you a deflection bonus sometimes. Again, the best one, so you don't give it +1 protection and a +2 protection, you only get a +2 effect. So take the +1 ring and give it to someone else. And it'll tell you, it'll give you the warning, hey, you got an extra thing on you. Figure out whichever is the best one, take off the worst one and give it to somebody else, or sell the damn thing, right? So again, ways to save money, ways to buff up the rest of your team. Now, we have rings that can do this, cloaks that can do this, helms that can do this, belts that can do this, weapons that can give you armor class bonus that basically goes into deflection. And again, all those things are not additive, it's just whichever is the best one. So if you have a weapon of defense +2 and you find a ring of protection +3, you have a free slot for that ring, slap that ring on and switch off to a better weapon, because the weapon's not giving you the bonus anymore. So again, you'll see that just like when you're casting the spells here, you'll see a little error message letting you know, hey, you got more armor class bonuses on you that we can actually calculate, so, you know, remove something. But now the spells, or sorry, let's go into the feats. There's only 2 feats that I know of that can affect deflection. Blessing of the Spirits, Warding of the Spirits, and both of those feats are given to Spirit Shaman as they level up. The first one, Blessing of the Spirits, is one that they can cast on themselves. The second one that they can cast is like a team buff, I want to say. Never really played a Spirit Shaman for long enough to find out. But, so you could have Warding of the Spirits on your character even if you're not a Spirit Shaman, because the Spirit Shaman cast it on you. Okay? But again, those are the only 2 feats I know of that affect deflection bonus. There are, of course, a ton of spells that do too. Well, not a ton. Several spells that do, which I have listed over here. Let's go through them. Matter of fact, let's put them in the order. All the alignment-based spells have protection that is deflection-based. So protection from alignment, and again, you have to pick which alignment you want to protect from. Well, I'm usually a good character. In this case, I'm a neutral character, so either would work. But usually I'm fighting evil bad guys, right? So you protect yourself from evil. Sometimes you'll find that the bad guys were good, and you just happen to be the intruder. If you're playing an evil campaign, maybe you want that spell. But again, you get the point. Many monsters you're going to be fighting, especially like monsters, but as much as wild animals, will be just straight up neutral, so this won't have any impact against them. Because of that, they don't show you the bonus. It's up here in the little icon letting you know that you have the spell active on you, but you don't see like this. This would give me +2. I'll just show you. This won't go up to 18. It's on me, and I trust that the spell is giving me my armor class increase, but something evil has to be attacking me for me to get that increase, if that makes sense. Same with the magic circle, which again you have to pick. Aura, this one actually gives you even more deflection bonus, but again, you won't see it. Just cast it on myself just so you can see the effect. You won't see that I go up in armor class because something has to be attacking me that's evil for that to work. Okay, it's still on me. You see all this wonderful stuff on me to let me know that it's there. But again, that's the point. Another one that affects this particular deflection armor class is Shield Other, Paladin Cleric spell, level 2. The downside of this one is you cast it on something else. It buffs their armor class, not yours. Which, it's okay. But the downside of that spell is he takes half damage. The other half of his damage comes into my character. Well, I'm a pansy. I mean, I don't have much health. So if he gets whooped on, I'm dying left and right over here. Now, this would be something, again, it's supposed to be for a cleric. It's supposed to be for a paladin. If you build those like normal, you'll have fair to decent hit points anyway. So it's a spell that you cast on the weakly little wizard or the sniveling little warlock that's sitting in the back rows, you know, firing from a distance to protect them from any incoming attacks. Meanwhile, you're up in the front rows, you know, in the trenches, and just like slaughtering stuff left and right. So again, there's ways to get around it, but it can be dangerous. And it doesn't buff you, again, it buffs the target. The last one is the cool one, Shield of Faith. This is the cleric's version, as far as I'm concerned, of things like mage armor, improved mage armor. Now again, they still have magic vestment, but they don't have shield. So magic vestment can be filling in for all these spots, but it really gets them up in the game for some deflection bonus, because watch what this does. The target gains a +2 deflection bonus to their armor class, and a +1 bonus every 6 caster levels to a maximum of +5. So really, if you max this thing out as a cleric, you can get a +5 bonus to your armor class with this spell. You can get yourself a +5 bonus to armor from this spell, twice for armor for shield. So that's +15 armor class that you can stack onto a cleric from just using this spell twice and this spell once on your character. Again, assuming you have a shield and some armor to cast it on. And then you got other spells that clerics could get, like the Greater Visage or the Righteous Might. So again, clerics can really, especially with a full amount of plate armor on, pump their armor class through the roof with a lot of cool stuff. Again, very good spell. But again, not cumulative. Now, the reason you'll see this increase is because this one is not against evil or good. It's just armor. So again, the +2 would happen. The other spells that I had on me, and you know, the protection from evil, aren't going to impact this at all, because if an evil guy swings at me, it's going with the +2 that's already on me, so I won't go from 18 to 20 technically. You know, one usurps the other. They're both +2, so one's going to cancel out the other. If Shield of Faith was a little higher, it'd give me like a +3 bonus, and again, the other ones wouldn't override it. I still get their other effects, you know, the saving throw increases, their immunity to mind spells, those are still on me. So it's not that it's a stupid idea to cast those spells on you too, and they do last a long time, but if it's talking straight up armor class, that Shield of Faith is huge. Very nice spell. Okay, but now that's enough of that one. Now that covers all those guys. We talked about the Aura, Shield of Faith, Shield Other, and the protection spells. That covers everything for deflection. Now with that, I'm going to sign off, and we're going to come back in a little bit and do the last part 3 video, which is the dodge bonus for armor class, and it's huge because it is one of those that is cumulative in most instances. And we'll talk about a few things that impact armor class in positive/negative ways that we're not really discussing here. But with that, I'm Brothermutant. I'll see you guys soon, and you guys have a great day.